What's up, everybody? Jules here with Little Dutch Girl Custom Creations plus decals, and I know it's been a while. I've been super busy. Tonight I thought I would do a video on how I make my photo box for taking photos of my products that I make. This is the cheap and easiest way that I have come up with. I know there's probably other videos out there making the same thing. So if you can, do me a favor. If you could pause the video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a link right here. And if you're back, these are the supplies that you're going to need for your light box. I'm making this as a bigger one for when I make my lanyards and duck call holders and bigger stuff. But I also made one out of just a normal box. Give me a second, I'll grab it and I'll show you. Okay guys, I'm back. So this is the one I finished earlier. It's just a box I got in the mail, or my dad got in the mail. And what I did is I cut one of the sides, or two sides out, and the top out. So you have the three sides that you can put lights on. And inside, I don't know if you can see it without the light, but it's all white, and what I used is just normal printer paper. And the back actually kind of goes down and then curves, so it makes it like a slope. So that's a smaller version that you can make. I'll probably make another video, if you guys want me to, of how I went about doing this. But for now, what you're going to need for this is, I bought all this stuff. Well, actually, I only bought a couple of things. I had most of it at home. You're going to need one, but I always buy 2 rolls of white duct tape from the dollar store. You can buy a pack of tissue paper, and there's 35 sheets, so then you're going to need a Sharpie or a pen or a pencil or something to draw out your squares of where you're going to cut out, and of course a razor blade knife, or just a normal knife, whichever you prefer, but I always use a razor blade knife. And a ruler that is long enough to go the full length of the foam board, which is the main frame. And then you're going to need 2 sheets of poster board. You can have white, or I also use like blue or black as the backdrop. But for this project, it's all going to be white. And at the dollar store, you can get 2 for $1. So if I bought everything, and you can also buy, I believe you can buy the foam board at the dollar store as well. You're going to need 4 pieces of foam board. I got the poster board is 2 for $1 at the dollar store. I had the ruler. So you're probably looking at maybe $8, depending on how many rolls of duct tape you buy and how big you're gonna make your light box. But I'm probably gonna make a sideways one and then a long ways one, so like the lanyards could lay down in one, or I could have it hanging out of the other one. And hopefully this video comes out right, and they should be able to be collapsible to where they can be set aside against the wall and not be in the way. That's what I'm shooting for. So let me get stuff situated and I'll show you the first process. Be right back. Okay everybody, I'm back. So the first step is we need to make a square, or this is what I like to do because it just helps me keep everything looking neater and straighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about 1 inch from each edge in. I'm going to go in about 1 inch. Let me adjust the camera just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Sorry if you guys can't see my ruler. I know it's clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure in 1 inch all the way down, and then I'm going to draw my line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I just have all 4 of my boards stacked on top of each other. So I'm going to mark in about 1 inch there, and then do that all the way down so I can kind of get my lines perfectly straight. Well, as straight as I can, I should say. I'm sorry guys, I'm adjusting the camera again. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can hopefully see what I'm doing here. Okay. So I'm going to mark in 1 inch. All the way down. And basically I'm just doing a quick little dot. Oops, sorry guys, I'm out of frame. I'm gonna make one more down here and then I'll draw my line. Okay. Then I'll just put my ruler on here and line up all my little dots or lines. Okay. So I'm gonna draw my line. And what I'm doing is I'm drawing it from top to bottom, even though it's going to have a 1 inch border all the way around it, because it's easier than going around and marking the whole thing and then attaching the. So as you can see here, I drew a line all the way down. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out, and now I'm going to go all the way across the bottom, and I'm going to go in 1 inch. So let's see if I can get this in here. I got my. I hope you guys can see this. So man, that should be okay right there. Or actually, what I'm gonna do is, instead of boring you guys with all these dots and lines, I'm gonna pause the video and then I'll come back when I got the whole thing finished, and then we'll go to the next step. Be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I actually kind of changed it up a little bit. I didn't like how the 1 inch looked. So what I did is I did my side pieces where you can see here I wrote it down. I'll turn it around so you guys can see it. Read it a little better. So what I did is I did 4-inch side pieces, and I did 2 of them, and then I did the top piece 3.5 inches. So what that means is there's a 4-inch border on the sides and a 3.5-inch border on the top piece. So I went ahead and I measured them all out. So you can see here, you can see all the lines. And then the bottom piece you just leave blank, because that's not going to be cut. So now the next step is to cut along the lines. Zoom out here for a minute, guys. Okay, so what we need to do is sorry guys, I'm adjusting the camera again so I can get a good view on, or a good angle on this. So what we need to do now is we need to cut along these lines. So now I need to get my razor blade knife, and don't cut on the pieces that you're actually working with. Let me find a scrap piece of board. Actually, I know what I'm going to use. I'm probably going to use, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep one here, and then I'll put these other 3 aside. And, oh, wrong way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in the top of the box. Okay? I'm trying to rearrange things so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay guys, I'm back. I figured it out. I had to turn my camera sideways on my tripod, but it wasn't agreeing with me. So now, I know you're not going to be able to see this because my roller is wide. I'm going to put it on, let's see, trying to center it on, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'll put my roller up here, and then I'm just going to hopefully cut my line straight. But I usually cut straighter, actually I do cut straighter, but not using, you're probably going to have to do a couple, you might have to do a couple passes to get it all the way through the foam board. Okay. So now I'm going to turn it over. Cut this other side, and then I'll readjust the camera again, but I'll make sure I pause it this time so nobody gets sick watching me fighting with my tripod. Okay, so again, just follow the line as good as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's gonna see it. Here, this is basically the outside of the thing anyway, so. Okay, I'm gonna pause it here, guys, and I'll be right back when I get the camera readjusted. Okay guys, I'm back. Again, now we're just going to cut the sides, and this board will be done, and I'll show you what it'll look like when it's done. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's basically going to be covered with tissue paper anyways. Okay. Flip it over and cut this side now. I think it's really weird that I cut a straighter line without a roller than I do with a roller. Okay. There we go. Alright. So, that is one side done. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut the other two off camera so I don't bore you guys with just watching me cut. Like I said, these don't have to be like cleaned off or anything. They're going to be covered up. But let me get the other parts done and I will be right back. Okay everybody, I'm back. I actually came up with an idea after I got done cutting all these out. I don't know if you guys remember at the beginning of the video, but I told you I was going to build one probably long ways also, or vertically, so up and down. If you look, when you cut the centers out, they actually basically give you your second one if you want to make another one like I am. So what I did is I went and I put 3 inches, a 3-inch border all the way around, and then this is going to be cut out. So what I'm going to do with the cut out pieces is I'm actually going to make my vertical standing photo box. So basically, if you're going to make 2, or you want to make 2, I'd say the most you need would be 5 or 6 foam boards the most. That's just depending on if you want to make 2 like I am. But this step is, what I'm going to do is, it's going to be really awkward, so what I need to do is you lay your side pieces flat with your non-cut foam board, and we need to lay a strip of duct tape all the way down. So just take your duct tape, and you want to put it to where you're covering both, so it'll be bendable. And I really can't see. No, oops, don't do that. If it's stuck, just leave it. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to tape all the way down the center. And make sure you take your time so you don't have to pull it up and tear up your foam board. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and put these back at the top. And then I'm probably going to be off camera for the bottom section. So I'm doing my best to stay in frame for you guys. But this is just like a basic idea. And instead of tearing it and taking a chance of messing up your foam board, I would I'd actually cut it just a little bit to where it can wrap around the other side. I don't know if I'm out of frame there, guys. Okay, and then once you got it taped down, I don't want this where I can cut myself. Just run your hand up a couple times just to make sure it's all down. And then if you overlap the edge, just go ahead and fold that over. And then once you're done, I'm gonna move this out of the way so you guys can see. It actually basically makes a hinge for your box. Okay, so which is pretty cool. So which means with it like that, you can actually fold it up and store it if you want to. Another thing is what I'll probably do is I'll probably run a piece of, actually, let me see if this idea is going to work, and I will get right back to you guys. Okay, everybody, I'm back. The idea actually works. I don't know how well you can see it, but right here, I put a piece of duct tape to see if it's actually going to work. What it does is it actually does work really good, and it adds extra support to the side, so it's just like an overly big bracket. So once you get this, before attaching the other side, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and do this on camera. I don't know if I can, but for the most part, I'm going to do my best to stay in frame for you guys on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the duct tape. I'm going to start from the top, and I'm going to go about, like, you need to make sure that you leave enough room to fold it all the way over. So I'll put it there, and then what I'm going to do is tear that off, okay, and then just flatten that down. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to turn it up on the side, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over all the way down and go ahead and crease it. Run your hand all the way down, but don't attach the other side just yet. You need to make sure that this is fully flat before you attach it to the other side, and then just fold the side down and flatten that out best you can without getting a crease like I'm getting major ones right here. Okay. There you go. And then, as you can see, you can still open it, and it's actually stronger of a hold on the edge. And instead of boring you guys with this, I'm going to go ahead and attach the other side, and then I'll probably come back when I'm going to attach the top. So until then, I will be right back. Okay everybody, I'm back. I just thought of something when I was taping the other side. What you have to do when you're actually taping the other side, as you can see here, when it folds down, you have to make sure when you put this other side on, you have to fold it over and make sure it's flat like this. And then you put your tape just on the one side, right here. But you need to make sure you leave enough to go over, because if you can see, I don't know if you can see this gap right here, how you can see there, one is lower than the other. So I'm trying to make this fully collapsible, and now I gotta figure out the top. But as you can see here, I have it to where you can open, you can fold both sides flat. To attach the top, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this flat, and I'm gonna run a piece of duct tape, down the entire side, and then I'm probably going to lift it up and then put the top against the inside, and hopefully that'll make it to where it'll fold, or I'll actually put it back here on the back side, so when this folds down, the top can fold on top. I'm gonna experiment before I do this on camera and see if it actually works first, and I will be right back. Okay everybody, I'm back. This build turned out to be a little bit more trickier than I thought. Anyways, I did figure out how to make this collapsible. What I did is I took the one side of the top, okay, and let me see if I can, and I set it kind of like this, and ran a piece of tape all the way down on the outside. So to make this completely foldable, what you have to do is take the top after you tape it here and fold it backwards this way, okay? And then what we need to do is, whoops, not the whole thing. We need to run a piece of tape. You can see here on the corner, I don't know if you can see it, but right here on the corner there's a piece of tape to where I was testing it. So what we do is we run a piece of tape down this edge, and it'll be completely foldable. Then I need to figure out how I'm going to, when I fold it over so it's not permanently attached, what I'm going to use to attach it to the other side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to run a piece of tape all the way down. Don't put the tape like half on, because you have to go, there's a little gap you got to go over. So we need to put it like a quarter of the way on. So I'd say about, I'm going to start here where my tape is, and I'm going to go all the way down. Sorry if I was in the way, guys. So I'm going to put it about there, and then flatten it out. Okay. Tear this part off. Okay. And then just pick up the two pieces. If your tape doesn't try and stick to the whole thing, like mine is. There we go. Okay, so we have the tape here, and you can see we have to go over this gap right here. Okay, and my tape was trying to attach itself, so I'm going to, and you gotta do this part slow, but you just go all the way down. Oh, wrong way. Sorry guys. I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit to this end. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm pulling the tape out and bending it over the crease and then flattening it out. Okay. And then just rub your hand down and it flattens out. As you can see here, it's all 4 pieces are attached. Okay. So what you do is you just pick it up, fold this over like so, and the top is gonna be pretty tight because of the tape. So what I need to figure out is how I'm going to attach to the other side over here. So give me a sec and I will figure something out and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I figured out something that actually worked pretty well. I'm gonna zoom in on this corner here and show you what I came up with. As you can see here, right here, I put a little earth magnet that you can get from Harbor Freight for, they're actually not very expensive. They come in, they're little earth magnets right here. You can get these at Harbor Freight, and I believe there's 10 in here. And I think they're like $1 something. I use them, if you look at some of my previous videos, I use them for almost every idea I can come up with. So I'm going to zoom back out and show you that, actually I might leave it just there. Okay, so like I said, it folds out, okay, and then you bring it up, and then you can see here, let's see if I can get it in frame. You can see here on top, right here by my finger, is the other earth magnet Gorilla Glued to the top. So what it does is when you put it together, they lock and they make the box. Oops, sorry guys. Now I need to figure out how I'm going to attach a back piece. So come to find out, you're going to need 5 pieces of foam board. Unless you're making a smaller one. Of course, you don't need as many. But sometimes I don't know what I'm going to make. So I need photo boxes of different sizes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of foam board. When you take it off, it just like falls down. So this idea is coming out pretty good. And I did not have this planned out. I knew I was gonna make a video of it, but I didn't have it like fully planned out how I was going to do it. So I'm kind of winging this idea, and it's actually coming out pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut this board the size of the back. I'm gonna put it together and cut it, and then I'll be right back and show you how I'm going to attach it. Okay, be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I kind of changed it around, but I did leave the magnets in there. But what I did is I went around and I taped the whole thing. I was excited about the foldable part, but then I got to the back part and cannot figure out a good enough way to hold it into a square without fully taping it, so I just went ahead and made it a solid piece. Now I'm going to get the tissue paper, which we're going to put over these opened areas. Okay guys, the tissue paper is just barely big enough to go across this thing because it's so big. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put it in sheets, so it's going to take 2 sheets for each part. I'll just use the duct tape because it'll kind of seal it better. Instead of long pieces, I'm just going to take small pieces and attach it. But I'm not going to bore you guys with this part, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this up and I will be back with the finished product. Be right back. Okay everybody, I'm back. So, like always when I'm building something, I come up with new ideas. So instead of a normal light box where you have the 2 sides and the top where you can put the lights, and what I've noticed is I've never seen a video showing a photo box where people are taking a picture directly from the top. It's always through the front. So when I make my duck call holders, and they're long, I thought, well, that's going to be awkward to get a picture of it like that. So what I did is I changed it. I left it the way it was. I just, instead of having 3 sides, I just have the 2 sides where the tissue paper is, and then so I will have straight down pictures on whatever I create, and will be a little bit different than what you normally see when you see a photo box. They're always through the front. So basically it's the same process that we started out with. I just kind of modified it to where I left the top open instead of one of the smaller sides. So this is the finished product. I'm gonna take you guys off the tripod and kind of back up and show you the front part of it so you can see it. And if you like this video, and I tried to make it as short as possible, but if you like it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a link in the bottom corner over here. And please leave any comments or questions you may have in the comment section below. And if you could, please share my videos, and it would help me out greatly. This is the overall photo box I created. It's pretty huge. So, and the other side is done exactly the same way. It's got the tissue paper on it, and I'm gonna tip it up just a bit to show you kind of what it does when you get light in it. So you can see it's a normal light box. Let me get my arm out of the way. But instead of having a side view, I will be taking pictures from a top view like so. So again, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share my videos. And until my next video, I greatly appreciate you guys watching, and take care.